Hi everybody, it's a Betway day. It's the Betway InsureBet Work Riders. That's the opening event on the card. And it's a maiden class. The race is run over 1,600 meters. All right, so those on X and those on WhatsApp, glad you're on it. If you're not, there's the information for you to please join at any given time. We look forward to welcoming you to Weighted 2-1. And with an E, well, Waishong Mawing had a winner during the course of the week. Good to see. Sam Mosia is no stranger to the winner's enclosure. They favourite. And they're 14-10 at the moment, Daryl, when we did this on Wednesday.
Yeah, Clyde. I mean, what can we say about Sam Mosia? He's always a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely.
In these work rider events. Most experienced jockey by far, or work rider by far.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a filly. Well, his mount is in good form. She's got racing fitness. Take note, Clyde. There is an equipment change. The blinkers come off.
Of whom?
And with the E.
Oh, okay.
The filly that beat her could be anything. Champagne Cocktail. Now, I know she was beaten by 7 lengths, but she was just touched off for second.
Yeah.
Yeah, of the race runners, I certainly make her the one to beat.
Right.
But I don't know if you recall 2 weeks ago, Warren Buitzers had a winner in the very same silks as number 7.
Yes.
And the owner in the post-race interview said, I've got a very nice Silvano filly with Warren Buitzers.
Ah, okay.
2 weeks later, look who's carded and accepted to run.
You see, that's why you're the tipster, because you remember these things.
Silver Jubilee. So, in the front of the book, it says a place chance. But obviously, I don't think Barrett had an idea of who he was taking on. So, I can certainly see her making a winning debut. I mean, he's acquired the services of Vicky Larina.
Yeah.
I know she's straight into a mile, but listen to this, Clyde. She's related to Stately. Well, she's a full sister to Stately Home, who was trained by St. John Gray. She won races between a mile and 2,000. So, yeah, Clyde, safe route 2 and 7.
Where are they jumping from?
Yeah, have a read the false rail
12
out
meters
there,
from
Clyde.
the mile, with a 12-meter spur at the 600. Inside rails, that's 0. So they're using the inside track.
Correct.
Of the main track.
That's how I've structured my play
on that basis.
On this
Okay.
meeting. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, the 2 work riders that have had winners this season so far are Mosia and Motselli. Those are the 2 that have had winners, but Vicky Larina is now on this first timer. Let's see how it plays out. It's a bipot, and Daryl Marie has worked out this bipot for you. First leg 2 and 7, by 3, 5 and 6, by 9, 11 and 12, by 4, 5, 8 and 15. No bankers in the bipot. 4, 8 and 10, and then 2 and 4. Second race is the Betway Tote Rewards. It's a graduation plate, and it's over 1,200 meters. In this event, when we did this yesterday, Wednesday, we did the show, 5 Moving In was favourite, 14-10, and the 3 Just Be Lacquer is the second choice at 2-1. There's one other in there that's kind of short at the moment. Number 6 Global Thunder, who's priced up at 3-1. National Stars back in at 6-1. It's 20-1. Those we haven't mentioned. Daryl, place accumulated time. Johan's forces are running well, so I mean one can't complain about that. So you like the favourite?
Yeah, I do like her. I mean, she's best weighted over here, Clyde, but I think she's too short in the market. I've got health respect for numbers 3 and 6. I bank at number 6 in the PA, Clyde.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Global Thunder. I think they've removed the blinkers because she's going over the 1,200. Take note, she's drawn 1, and we're going to touch this on throughout the card. I think they'll be favouring the inside.
Right.
If you have a look at who she's drawn alongside, Miss Soho, who showed a tremendous amount of pace last time out. So maybe without those blinkers, she can get a nice toe through. She has done well over the 1,200 or the 1160 in the past, and she's second best weighted over here. Clyde, Corey Lensley deserves to get some luck.
Change of form.
Yeah, change of form. I mean, he's really been through a horrid time recently. So Global Thunder, I'm actually confident enough to bank her in the PA. Health respect for moving in, but Just Be Lacquer, you're a form lines man. Now have a look who comes out of those form lines.
Yeah, it's strong, eh?
ready to charge and tail of the Comet.
Very strong.
I wouldn't read too much into the fact that she's out at the weight. I mean, she's unexposed. And you can just put a line through that run, Clyde, because she's actually much better up the straight. So,
And the stable's right.
yeah. And she's got the beating of Bavarian Beauty. We know what she's gone on and done. So I'm going to be favouring numbers 3 and 6 over the 5.
Okay. All right, so we've got that information from Daryl. I think he's right. Just Bileka does seem to be above average, but Global Thunder is Daryl's first choice in the race. Let's put up our place accumulator, please. Banker 6 by 9, 11, 12, by 4, 5, 8, 15, by 8 and 10, by 2 and 4, by 1 and 7, by 1, 2 and 6. Race number 3, Betway Aviator, and in terms of class, it's a maiden field. Favourite number 4, Shine in Memphis. Erico Verdenese tops the board 3-1. Number 12, Venetian Moonlight, second choice at 7-2. And number 1, Southern Style, is trading at 5-1. It's a pick 6. I know you haven't worked one out, Daryl.
Yeah.
Probably tough.
My perm was 5,000 odd rand and probably still miss it, Clyde.
Well,
So,
Darren Burrows will be back next week, so he'll be
Yeah, I
working on
look
those
forward
pick
to having
sixes.
Darren
Good to
back.
have him back, Darren.
Yeah.
We missed him.
we did.
Okay, so
I need him to steer the ship a bit because
yeah,
I've
you can take a bit of a break
I've
now.
capsized.
Yeah, you can take a break from next week.
I'll tell you what, Clyde.
Yes.
What price is Teo Toriati?
5-1.
I thought that would be favourite.
Uh,
You know, but so
Straight and
many
right.
times you spot the value and they still come undone. I mean, look, we got the value with Bard of Avon.
Yes.
5-1 into 18-10 unplaced. Cotinos 5-1 into 3-1. Dirty third. Anyway, number 11 over here, Clyde. I watched the replay. She didn't get a clean break. She showed pace thereafter, but midway through she lost it.
right.
And if you watch that replay and you see the work she did in the latter stages, you'll be very, very impressed.
Okay.
Now, take note, this preview's done on Wednesday morning.
Sure.
We're going to touch on the draws once again. I think it's going to be favouring the inside because of there's no false rail up the inside. Pierce Stradom, drawn 1. I think you'll be keen to get her out early and control the race up front on that rail, Clyde. If that's the case, I can see her winning. I think there's a lot of value in a current price of 5-1. Like I say, I thought she'd be favourite. Not a fan of the Flying Broomstick form line. That is number 4 here, Shine in Memphis, a current favourite. And number 12, Venetian Moonlight. Now, I do expect Venetian Moonlight to reverse the form with Shine in Memphis, Clyde. So she's only having her second start. She's drawn 9. I don't know if that could be a tricky draw. But also watch for improvement from number 9 of here, Princess Lola. She debuted around the bend on the inside track. That's never easy on the inside track on debut, Clyde. She had excuses. She'll run a much better race. But I think if the going is up towards the inside, I think number 11 could take some beating over here.
Okay, interesting. All right, so we are going to watch Daryl's choices. I personally don't like the race. The form lines are not standing up at all. But anyway, we'll see how that all plays out. It is a pick 6. We haven't worked one out for you, but Daryl's got something worked out. So let's take a look at what that is. He says, let's take swingers. And we box 9, 11, and 12. What does appear to be a challenging first leg of the pick 6. All right, thanks. Welcome back. Let's get on to race number 4. It's jackpot time. It's Betway Back the Box Maiden Plate, 1,200 meters. And in this event, I can tell you from a market perspective, when they were doing the betting on Wednesday, if you want to have a bet with Betway, that's the way to do it. It'll come up in a minute. But number 5, Pocket Watch, 28-10 favourite. 13, There's a Light, is the second favourite, trading at around 4-1. You can get 6-1, number 4, Halberdier, and then you can get 7-1 about the others. There's a first timer in here, 15, Tropical Storm. Daryl for Lucky Udalakis, priced up 8-1 at the moment. And then, and there's another first timer, Majestic Palace for Azzy.
Clyde, once again, I think by now you would have figured out where the best going is, right?
Right.
So here I am in the dark. The form lines on offer via Clyde. not great. Okay, we have to be honest. Halberdier probably brings the best form into the race. Excuse me, Clyde. Last time out, he ran a lovely second to Barbaresco. Now, Barbaresco had some decent form coming into that race, and he challenged him right to the line. So I thought that was a decent enough effort. There was a horse in that race, Clyde. I think it's called Inner Fix. You finished quite some distance behind him, right? I think
Yes.
close on 5 lengths. Come out and ran second on Tuesday.
Right.
Right, it's Turpentine behind Circus Lights. Anyway, is his draw a problem? Because he's drawn 12.
That's the worry, yeah.
So we don't know how the track's playing. Pocket Watch, also drawn high. He's drawn 10. Very unlucky in his later starts. I think he appreciated coming back in trip, but the form line's also not great. There is a winner from there, but it was Circle of Grace. Yeah, Clyde, he's lightly raced. Not much separating himself and Halberdier on the Emporium run, so they both can be a factor over here. Let's see how number 8 goes over here. Now, by now you'll know I'm a sucker for first-time geldings. He's been rested and gelded. He's drawn 1, once again with Striker. I think he's open to improvement. But just based on the form lines that come into this race, I can see number 15, Tropical Storm, making a winning debut if he's above average. You know, he's a half-brother to Kinky Boots, Clyde, who started her career off extremely well. She was actually a debut winner over 1200 at the Vaal, the very course and distance that her half-brother Tropical Storm is set to debut over. So if there's any support for number 15, I can certainly see him winning on debut.
Okay. Well, Lucky's had
Hard
some
race,
very
Clyde.
and Lucky's had some nice his first time as a few couple. I think
Do
he's
you know
stepped
Mr.
out.
Waterstone?
Yes, I know him well.
Okay, can you find out for us,
We'll
please?
speak to him. Keith.
Yes,
Okay, I'll ask him.
thank you.
All right, what does it mean, jackpots? I see Stradham's joining, as you've mentioned. Stradham now taking a ride for Sean Terry. Whether that is in need of the run or not, we'll see. But Field, as Daryl goes, Field here, all of them are going in by 4, 8, and 10, by 2 and 4, by 1, 4, 5, and 7. Okay, you're welcome back. Race number 5 is the Betway Boost Maiden Class Field. It's over 1,600 meters, this event. Let's tell you a bit about it. You want to get your Betway strap up and your strike on the Betway account. There's the X and the weighted to win information that you need in terms of what's up. All right, so how they're betting, I don't know about the race. Daryl can tell us more. Live by the Sword. Michael Azzi, well, the Azzi stable seems to have quite a strong hand. They're at 22 to 10. They got a first time in the Emblem of War that they've put Muziyeni on as well. That's priced up at around 7 to 1. But the top 3 in the betting, Daryl, are Live by the Sword, Eiger Sanction, Viva Brazil. 8, 4, 10 in that order.
I watched the replay of Live by the Sword number 8, Clyde.
Okay.
I was actually quite impressed. You know, he was ridden for cover on debut.
Right.
The pace was down the inside. Let me just check, Clyde, who they were. Captain Warra. Captain Warra showed a lot of pace down the inside.
Special.
Now, he's come out and won, I know, indirectly.
Okay.
But the third has also won indirectly. George Handel. I think he's going to love the step up to a mile. I mean, he's Bar Master My Fate out of a Dynasty mare. So from the 1200 to the mile, he could be anything. He could be a different sort. So returning from a 3-month layoff, Clyde, I think the fact that he's straight into a mile suggests that he's fit enough to do himself justice. So he's my first pick. The other 2 in the market, numbers 4 and 10, I mean, they have met in the past. Eiger Sanction was making his second run, and he holds... excuse me, Clyde. He holds Viva Brazil, right? But that was around the bend, over 1200. So they both attempt the mile now. Really not a fan of those form lines, though. So don't know what
Not
to
sure.
say, Clyde.
Yeah.
It's either the 3 of them, or you have to be leaning towards the Michael Azzi inmate number 8. live by the sword.
So it's only had the one start. There are a couple that have only really had, one start or a start under their belt, and the likes of Viva Brazil, Lucky with the Locus, could be the horse that may show the most improvement, although the form still needs to stand up. All right, so it's one of those. Tricky race, we would have thought. Let's take a look at Daryl's selections here. Race 5, he's going a jackpot 4, 8, and 10. So St. John Gray's runner, the Azzy horse, and the 10, 4, 8, 10 by head of 2 and 4, then 1, 4, 5, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 13 in the last leg. Let's move on to race number 6 now. Bet where we pay your tax on horse racing wins. It's a handicap over 1,200 meters. The market's got Storm Player 14 to 10. I'm not sure if it's going to shorten or drift the race time whilst you're watching this. You can get a closer look at what's going on. We did this on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, the horse was priced up 14 to 10, the 4. 7 Law of Success, second favourite at 5 to 1. And you can get 7 to 1 about number 1, Second Breath, who I would imagine is a runner. But we have got a rerun that we want to show you. I mean, Storm Player could really only win. Daryl Marie, let's talk about Storm Player's last impressive win, and drew away from the field. Let's introduce it now. You'll see Storm Players at the moment running second and is well clear of the rest of the field. Maybe there wasn't much in the field, Daryl, but I guess you can only win her.
Absolutely, Clyde. I mean, this was only her second start. You can see she took control of the race quite some distance out, 400 meters out, and she was extending at the finish. So it was a very encouraging effort. You can see back in second is Striking Angel, who came out and won her very next start. So the form line has been franked, but barring that, I think it was a below par
Field.
maiden plate, yeah.
But if she's made the necessary progression and continued to improve, would you say she's the right horse?
Yeah, Clyde, I can certainly see her ending up higher than her current rating. I just want to touch on the time of that race, Clyde. You know, the quickest time on the day over the same course and distance was by Chocolate Bomb, who recorded a time a neck quicker than what Storm Player did, but Storm Player carried 1.5 kilos more than what Chocolate Bomb did. Now, the third quickest time on the day was a filly called Runway Bomb, who carried 6 kilograms less than Storm Player.
Sure.
And Storm Player would have beaten her at neck with 6 kilograms more. So on time, it's a very, I think that was
very good time.
Very good time, taking all into account. You know, Runway Bomb came out and ran second to Cape Light, a very decent filly herself. So I think she's got a lot more to come. I like the fact that she didn't tear away on that occasion. I know there was one to lead in Cat Katie, but she wasn't overdoing it in second. Craig's actually said in the post-race interview he got a little bit nervous going through the 600 because she had dropped the bit on him. So if she can relax and produce a finishing effort like she did when winning last time out, she could follow up. I just haven't bankered her. I don't know not too sure what to make of her yet.
Who have you added?
I've added Berengaria. Now, I know Berengaria is held by Second Breath, but if you have a look at it, Clyde, closer, Berengaria is better with cover. And Second Breath, last time out, when she won, she was given an absolute perler by Gavin Lorena. Gavin Lorena won that race tactically. Yeah. So she's now partnered up with a 4 kilogram apprentice. I don't know how she's going to go, but Berengaria with a bit of cover, I can see her reversing the form with Second Breath. So I'm going 4 from 2.
Okay.
What a Honey's won from that form last
I see that, yeah. Okay. All right, we've got it. Berengaria may well be the danger to the favourite here, Storm Player, but that is our first choice. You watched it win, and the times are excellent. Here's our selections now as we go into the final 3 of the day. Daryl's tipping a swinger. He's going 2 and 4. Those the Berengaria and Storm Player in the running of race 6. Well, there are a couple in here that can run in this Betway Money Back Boost. It's a graduation plate over 1,600 meters. I asked Daryl about what he thinks of One Home of the Brave, who is the early favourite at 2 to 1, and number 4 Now I Got You's 5 to 2. 2 Archimedes is trading 9 to 2. 3 Bob's Your Uncle 5 to 1. And 7 Hawkbill must be a bit of a shrewdy, trading 5-1. Being a plated race, you've figured out all the ratings and the weights and who's
Yeah.
what and what's what. You want to just tell us what's going on here?
Clyde, there's a course and distance specialist in Now I Got You. I mean, he's £2 ahead of best weighted ahead of Hawkbill. And then there's quite a gap to Home of the Brave, who's basically £11 out with Hawkbill.
Wow.
But then again, Home of the Brave holds Hawkbill on their latest encounter. So, what do you make of that, Clyde?
Well, I make of it that I think Hawkbill's decent. I think Home the Brave has got a serious chance. Now I Got You, as you've mentioned already, isn't out of it. I don't know. There are a few in here that I think would have chances, Darryl.
Yeah. Clyde,
I'm expecting
Excuse
Hawkbill.
me.
Don't worry. I was expecting Hawkbill every time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know the sign with Daryl's cough. You know what? I mean, you've told them.
No.
Yes.
I'll tell you something.
It's
I like
it's the
Hawkbill. You know
deposit.
why, Clyde?
So have you look at your deposit in the phone. Every time the live phone flashes up, it coughs.
Okay.
So you must know how many deposits are coming through every day.
I like Hawkbill. You know there's an equipment
Yes.
change.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Blinkers come off.
Blinkers off, okay.
That could be key here, Clyde. This horse up the Vaal straight over a mile.
Yes.
Take time to unwind.
Yes.
I don't think the inside track suited him last time. Excuse me, Clyde. I don't think the blinkers suited him last time. So I can see him reversing the form with
Yep.
Home of the Brave.
Okay.
I know Home of the Brave has had 2 very encouraging efforts since returning from a lengthy layoff, but there's 3 runs in a short space of time and he's not extremely well weighted over here. I'll give him a winning chance. I just won't be flying into his current price. You can never exclude Now I Got You over this course and distance. Gavin gets on well with him. I think he'll be thereabouts. And watch out if you're playing trifectas and quartets, Clyde. This horse, Green Light Magic. The blinkers have been removed. I know he's been very disappointing and we've expected more from him. But I think he might be another one
To watch.
suited by the long Vaal straight.
Just tell me about the riding arrangements here. I see Muzieni's on Home of the Brave now. He could have ridden Hawkbill, right?
Yeah, I'm sure
He could have. I mean, and Gavin's on Now I Got You. He could have stayed on Home of the Brave. I mean, that's quite interesting, those
Yeah, I
that
don't
they've
know.
opted to.
No, I
All
don't
right,
know,
well,
Clyde.
watch out for that. Let's take a look at
So
Daryl's.
all of it. So now, what you brought that up? Now, what do you make
Well, I
of it?
don't
Because
know.
you,
What I make of it is it all leads to Gavin Larena because he could have ridden Home of the Brave, and he didn't. That's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong.
never mind all of that.
Maybe
I
I'm
say
wrong.
Hawkbill is the
Well, I
one to
think
be with.
he may well be the best improver, and Cabello's riding well. Here are the selections from Daryl's final double of the day. Or what does he put up there, Cameron? Let's see what Daryl's selected. He's taking the exactors. 1, 4, 5, and 7. We're boxing those. Welcome back to Betway's Weighted to Win, the 8th and final race. Just a reminder about our next race meeting, which is at the Vaal, Tuesday, the 3rd of October. So just diarise that. Back up the straight, the mile straight it is. Remember that if you're not a Betway punter yet, there's an opportunity for you to start betting with Betway, who sponsor Weighted to Win. 7-2 the field here. Number 2, Sage King on Wednesday, 7-2, and so is 5 Napoleon, 7-2. And bar those two, they bet, I think, 8-1.
Sure.
Those
This
two
is a nightmare.
Is it?
Yeah. If I catch a swing over here, I'll be more than happy, Clyde.
Okay.
Touch on Sage King. You know, the Vaal straight mile is never an easy race to win. And this horse up the Vaal straight is at his best. So since James has come back from wherever he was, I mean, the Halfveld stable is firing. He has a horse that's putting 2 encouraging runs since returning from a layoff. So he should be thereabouts. Cabello's back in form, Clyde.
It is.
Cabello's riding with a lot of confidence. I think there could be some value in number 1 over here, Johnny Dogs. Have a look at his rating from an 88 to a 76. More importantly, by now we'll know about that draw, Clyde. He's drawn alongside Sage King. Maybe if you can just get some cover from Sage King,
Yeah. Should be
he
fine.
could be a factor,
Yeah.
especially off his current rating. I thought the 1800 might have been a touch too far for him last time out. Then our 3-in-1 drawn towards the outside. Excuse me, Clyde. Viva de Janeiro. Pit line 3's latest start. He was trapped wide. Gavin gets on extremely well with this horse. This horse needs to be produced very, very late in running. So if he can swing on to him as long as possible, he could run into the money. I don't know what to make of this race, Claude.
Not easy.
One other.
Who are you going to
If you're
tell me?
playing a trifecta or quartet.
Striker.
No, Wakas, the 8-year-old.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Fabian's now put a tongue tie on
Might make a difference.
Wakas. You can see in his comments, feedback, respiratory noises now and again. So I don't know, Claude. He's drawn on the. He's drawn high though. I don't know if we don't know by now. We don't know.
Not sure.
But if you are playing a trifecta or quartet, Claude, and he happens to fill one of those positions, you'll be smiling all the way to
What
the
about
bank.
Bertus looking for Stradum on silent trigger?
Yeah,
I know the stable companion's
Clark.
probably the right one, but I'm just saying. So
I
you
think
said
I
it's
put-
an open race, huh?
I think I put 8 runners in the second jackpot.
Jackpot.
So
Okay.
very difficult.
Fair enough. Here we go. Thank you for watching Betway Waited to Win, everybody. We'll be back with you on the weekend where we race out in the Cape and KwaZulu-Natal this weekend. Let's take a look. And, of course, Fairview Friday. Let's not forget about that. Here's our last selection for today. It is as follows, 1, 2, and 6. We're boxing the swingers from Daryl's perspective. Thanks, everyone. Stay well.